Yeah, so I guess, okay, so my CEDU story, how did I wind up going there? Um, I moved out to Southern California back in 1990. And it was sort of like I got a job with the Riverside County Office of Education as a school psychologist. And I wound up getting in my car and driving from here to here to here to here all over the place in Riverside County, working with these special education students in special classrooms scattered around on different campuses. So I spent all my time on the road driving. I didn't belong anywhere. I wasn't like part of a school staff. And it was just, I really disliked it.
Right.
And it was like a luncheon that for the school psychologists in the area would periodically get together for lunch and have like a guest speaker. And so I went to this one luncheon, and the guest speaker was the director of admissions for CEDU. His name was Saul. I can't remember his last name. And he was talking about the program. And what I heard most when he was talking was, the wilderness trips, the ropes courses, things like that stuff. I was like, oh, that would be so cool to be able to work in that kind of environment, working with kids who need help, doing cool outdoor stuff. It's like, sign me up. So I talked after the lunch, and I talked to Saul, and he arranged for me to get an interview up at CEDU. And they hired me, obviously. Bill Valentine, I think, was the person who interviewed me and hired me. And that was the big thing I really loved about CEDU was, that we were up in the mountains, first of all. And I love being in the mountains. And, we did, the Wilderness Challenge trips and the Quest trips and just, these different, went to ropes courses. And that was stuff I just thought was to get paid while doing that kind of fun stuff that was great. What I was less keen on was the whole emotional growth stuff that it wasn't comfortable for me, but I figured that was just my inexperience, and I just had to keep with it and stick with it and kind of be like the other counselors, because they seem to get it. They know what's going on. So like Martin Weens, Bill Valentine, there's some of the people like that. I was like, oh, okay, they're clearly into it. I have to do what they do. And so I went through all the propheats, did the raps and all that kind of stuff, and I felt like I was kind of wearing a mask. Like I wasn't really who I was. I was just trying to do something because that's what other people were doing.
I saw it too. There was one, I don't mean to interrupt you, but there was one rap where you were doing work and I knew you were faking it. Like I'm like, he's fucking faking it. I'm like, this guy is fucking faking it. Does anyone not know he's faking it? And I was like, that's awesome. But I was like, I knew, do you know what I mean? I knew it was like you were trying on an outfit and it didn't fit.
Yeah.
Like you were yelling at the floor and you're like, I don't like the way this fits, but I think this is my job and I got to do this. And I was like, oh, and it made me love you so much. I was like, because you knew, because I knew I could tell it didn't feel right to you and you were fighting it. And that's why I was so excited to talk to you. It was just this one rap that I saw you in and I was like, I knew you weren't into it. So, yeah.
Yeah. So I struggled with that for a while, trying to, if I just keep working at it, maybe it'll start feeling more genuine, and it didn't. And it's not that I was necessarily condemning the program or that it was a bunch of bullshit, although I had a hunch maybe that was kind of like, maybe it was bullshit, but it seemed to really help people. Like some people really seemed to respond to it. And I just started focusing more on like the regular teaching kind of things and just sort of having good relationships kind of thing instead of, running profits. And, some of the people there some of the staff would ask me, when are you going to start running profits?
How did you get away with not doing that too? That's one of the things I was wondering. How did you get away with not doing that?
Well, I think that they saw I wasn't embracing it with a lot of enthusiasm. And, made some great friends. Because a lot of times as an adult, as I'm sure you probably learned this already, Carrie, once you get out of like school, like high school or college, it's hard to make really good friends.
Oh
You
yeah.
have your colleagues, right? You have people you work with, maybe next door neighbors or something. But to really have good friendships where you talk about all kinds of things that are important. It's hard to find those friends once you're done with school. And I
Right.
really appreciate that being a CEDU, you can make some good friends, among staff.
Oh, so you guys are all still really close, I bet, huh? Then, right?
Well, no, that's the sad thing is during my time at CEDU, we were very close. Like Kendall Porterfield, Laura Deichel.
Oh my God, right.
Some of those are people I got really close to. It was really nice having big, solid friendships. But then when we all left CEDU, we all scattered all different, parts of the globe, and those friendships did not survive. At least with me, I'm not sure about them with others.
Right.